Hi, thanks for being here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this print just using acrylic paints on the jelly plate and using some fabric. So I really like printing with fabric on the gel plate. It makes quite unusual prints. The sort of thing that people say, how did you do that? I think they do have a bit of wow factor. My name's Amber, by the way, from Amber Benson Art. And I'm really quite excited because this is my very first YouTube tutorial. So it won't be perfect. If you've got any constructive comments, it would be great if you put them down below. If you stay to the end, I'll actually take you over to this college work that I'm working on over here, where I've actually used this same fabric print technique to make her dress. So I'll take you over and show you how I did that. All right, now straight on to the printing. Okay, so I'm going to start with my first layer with two opaque paints. I've got Pyrrole Red and I've got Yellow Oxide. You can see they're opaque because golden have these tick markings, and if you can't see the ticks through them, that means it's an opaque paint. Translucent paint, for example, this Pyrrole Orange, you can very clearly see the ticks through it, so you know that that's going to have less coverage. It's often good to start, you don't have to, it depends on what your background's going to be, but it's often good to start with a opaque paint because you know the details then going to be very visible. It's not going to be wiped out by whatever the background is. So I'm just mixing up a few different colours in here, two different colours in here to give it a little bit of variety in the print. That yellow's on the bottom, so it should still come through on the print, even though it looks like it's all red on the top. So I'm going to use a bit of material with that interesting pattern there, and some of this. Again, they were both old dresses, which I got from a charity shop and cut sections out of. So using this to blot up the paint that's in between the design and help press the material pattern into the paint. I don't mind if I don't take up all the paint in between the design. If you leave some in there, it does tend to give the print a bit more depth. So we'll go with that. Oh yeah, that looks like that's come out really nice. Yeah, both of those seem to have come up really clearly. Now, the best thing to do next is to let this dry fully. So you can either wait, or if you're impatient, get a hairdryer and give it a quick whiz. You have to make sure you don't use your hairdryer on a hot setting because it might damage the plate. Mine doesn't have a cool setting, so I just keep it moving and make sure not to overheat the plate. So I know if I pick this up with something very light like Titan Buff, this print would be really clear, but I fancy doing something a little bit more interesting. So, well, I hedge my bets. I'll do half Titan Buff and half teal. I'm going to put a bit of teal on this side. And some Titan Buff on this side. Probably a bit much, but never mind. I'll get a clean, or rather, it's not clean, but a dry brayer. There we go. Dry brayer. Start spreading out Tighten them up. I've got a little bit too much paint here, I reckon. Spread that along. Clean it off. This is just an old book that I got from a charity shop. I roll off the brayer on here, and then these pages can also be used for collage work, so it doesn't get wasted. Blend in the middle there. There we go. Clean that off. Now, I'm just doing this with a piece of copy paper. So carefully place this on the top. Try to set it in the middle. I'm very bad at missing when I do this. But that's not too bad. And then press it down really carefully so it makes really good contact. With all the paint below. Have a look, see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's looking cool. So what happens is the bottom layer of acrylic has dried, and then you put a new wet layer of acrylic on top, and that actually reactivates the bottom layer, so it then sticks to the new layer you've put on, and it can all pull off on the paper. But to get the best results, it's best to make sure that that second layer of acrylic is dry. So again, the quickest way to do that is just with the hairdryer. Right, hopefully that's dry enough now. We'll start lifting carefully and see if all the print's coming off. Yes, looks like it's lifting really well. See that nice clean plate underneath? It's picking up all that great pattern. And there we go. How cool is that? Really, so much detail. You can kind of see the threads, you get the depth, and leaving those bits of dark red behind really help give it the depth. I love that. I can use this, I can rip this up and use it in collage work. It would make a great background to a piece of art. You could use it for cards. Yeah, all sorts of uses. If you have any questions about the process or what I've done, please put those in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. So thanks for watching. I hope you found that helpful. I did say I'd talk through how I did the dress on my girl behind. So what I did was I printed some papers using, let me see, here we go, using this material. So this was a crocheted, I don't know, table runner that I found in a charity shop. And I thought it had a really interesting pattern about it. So I made up some papers using exactly the same process that I just showed you. So I made up papers like this, and I made them in lots of different shades of green, some were a bit more bluey, some with some white in it. So there was lots of different tones, but all in that same pattern. And then come on over, I'll show you, take you over there, show you how it came out. Okay, so here she is. It's a work in progress at the moment, it's not finished, but you can see up here how I've used all the gel papers that I've made on the plate and collage them together to make native flowers. There's a lot of text in here. And then I've made this gorgeous rainbow bee eater. Again, text hidden in collage. here, got golden wattle. But down to the papers we just made, as you can see, I basically used these papers and made triangle sections and mounted them together. I actually went to the trouble of matching the print. So that's a blue paper and that's a yellow paper, and I actually matched the print. I don't know if I really needed to do that, but I kind of like the effect. So using the different tones of the papers gave the idea of it being material with folds in it. And then just to sort of accentuate that, I made up a glaze with acrylic paint and glazing medium and painted that here and there on top, just to sort of increase the idea of it being folded material. So I'm kind of quite happy the way that worked out. And I think it was a good use of the material printed papers. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to post up when this work is complete and you can see how it comes out. Thanks for watching. Bye.